this is a tutorial for another crocheted necklace. If you're googling this anywhere, it's called an icord, and in my first tutorial I showed you this in a bright blue fabric. I've just been bought a ball of Jolly Good yarn, t-shirt yarn, and I absolutely love it. I've never used this before. Got it yesterday, whipped up a necklace already. So, exactly the same as my first tutorial. Leave yourself a good length for tying around your neck. Create a slip knot and pop that on your hook. You'll see that I am using a number 8 hook again. Difference this time is I've got my own personalised hook, got it as a birthday present, love it. The wrapper on the fabric will say to use maybe a size 10 to 15, that's absolutely fine. I like my necklaces quite dense and closely crocheted, so I use a smaller hook, so I use a number 8. So remember this pincer kind of hold for your yarn, and we want to chain 3, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then you go into that first stitch, yarn round hook, pull it through, you go into that first stitch, yarn round hook, pull it through. You've then got these 3 loops on your hook, and it's these 3 or continuation of these 3 that we use throughout the pattern to create a nice body of fabric, which you can then shape into a necklace. So we slide those 2 off, make sure you keep hold of them, keep your yarn taut with another finger, put your hook like that and pull it through. Put your next loop back on, yarn round hook, just pull it through that one, 3rd chain on, yarn round hook, pull it through. So you've got these 3 loops again. Take the first 2 off, don't let go, pull the yarn through the first loop, pull the yarn through the second loop, pull the yarn through the 3rd loop. So you see this is where the fabric is starting to form. So you slide those first 2 off, through there, through there, through there. My first tutorial is a lot slower than this. If you want to maybe follow that one if you're new to this. Really, I just wanted to show you this new fabric. I've not used Jolly Good yarn before. It's, well, there is some give in it, but it's not as stretchy as the others I've used. I don't know if this is just this one I'm using, but what I'm finding is that it's giving me a more uniform crochet. So with the other t-shirt yarns that I've used, this tends to be a lot stretchier, and it creates I suppose differences in my crochet as I go along, whereas this keeps it quite uniform and I don't have to keep reshaping it. Just feels a bit more rigid, which isn't a good or bad thing, but I do really love it, and I love this pattern, and it's not just nice to find another one that I've not used before. So Jolly Good yarn are based in Devon, but like most t-shirt yarn factories, the actual t-shirt yarns, they're from the offcuts in factories that are based, you know, across the EU. So this is from EU sources, but the company that own it are based in Devon. Comes, like all t-shirt yarn, comes in a variety of colours and patterns. I just absolutely love it. It's really nice. This is so therapeutic. If you do suffer at times with stress, anxiety, depression, I can't recommend crochet enough. And with something like an icord necklace where it's just very repetitive, it's really good. Word of warning, if you can't crochet, I mean, it's not that mindful. It can be quite stressful. However, once you can crochet, this is just absolutely amazing. The only thing is, your friends might get fed up with getting crocheted gifts for the rest of their life. But hey, helps me. So you can see how this is really forming up. It's still got that give. So in my first tutorial, I showed that it still has give. That's the way it's crocheted as well. So that's kind of built into the kind of fabric that you're creating. So hold your 2 loops there. Make sure you've got this. And through. And through. And through. Take those 2 off. So just some common mistakes. Don't go from the right to the left and pull it that way. You always bring your hook in front of your yarn, put it behind. Keep this wrist flexible so that when it goes behind, you can turn it to capture that piece of yarn. So this hook is just used to kind of capture that yarn. So your left hand probably stays quite rigid with your finger keeping the tension on the yarn that you want to get. Your pincers holding onto your fabric as it grows, or in this instance, holding onto these loops so you don't lose them. And your right hand is quite flexible. So you go in front of that yarn that you're holding, pass it round the back and pull it through your loop. Okay, let's just do a few more. So, hope you've kept up with me. This tutorial is really for people who can already crochet but maybe have seen these crocheted necklaces or have read about an icord and they've thought, oh, don't really understand what it is, looks a bit complicated, got to take it on and off the hook all the time. You can see that it works up really quickly. I think I want this just a little bit longer. And obviously do this for the length that you want. This isn't a pattern that says it must be this length. If you want a long necklace, do that. Some people like the chunky fabric all the way around the neck. I've got quite a short neck really, so I just have this bit kind of at the front and then the cord around the back of the neck. Other people have it probably quite like a choker. You can make small ones into bracelets. But yeah, this stitch is really versatile. So yarn round hook, yarn round hook, yarn round hook. So we've got ourselves a little necklace there. Then let's cut off the end, maybe just there. And what we're going to do to finish this off is just pull that through all 3, and then I just do 1, and it just gives it a bit of shape. If you have had any areas where your crochet's been a bit looser in some areas, a bit tighter in others, maybe you've been interrupted, maybe you've gone for a cup of tea, maybe the kids have interrupted you, just give it a stretch and you'll have it all done. And there you go. Easy crochet necklace that you've made, hopefully. Let me know how you get on. Let me know if there's any particular aspects that you'd like me to do an individual video for, and we'll do that. And please subscribe. There aren't many videos at the moment, but there will be. Okay, have a really good day.